Hey guys, so I just woke up a good 15 minutes ago and it is snowing. So I just wanted to show you and talk about something that's been on my mind of late. So I was recently faced with the question of whether I should return back to my home country or stay here in Japan. And I told a friend that I would be coming back home, and he was very shocked at the decision. And he said, why would you come back to a country like Zambia when you're in one of the biggest economies in the world, being Japan? So I told him that there are certain challenges and things that you have to consider before just deciding. Like, being abroad is just not being abroad. Okay, there are certain challenges that you face. So I figured I must make a video and just explain a few challenges, and maybe from this video you might understand, because you might be going through the same thing or thinking about the same thing as my friend. So let's go through the different challenges that you might face when you move abroad. And it's not just to Japan, but any place that you move abroad to, especially if you're coming from an economy which is not as good. One of the challenges that you face when you move abroad, for someone like me who has some work experience and has a career, when you relocate to a new place, you kind of have to reset your career. So even if you're qualified and everything, you find yourself in a situation where you're kind of taking a step back. Like, your pay might be better than back at home, but in terms of career progression, you find that you're not where your peers are per se. So you find maybe a local person who at your age will be at a higher position because their career is just moving according to plan. But for you who's just come into the system, you're kind of starting afresh or a step back. So that's one thing. Secondly, usually you have to hustle and have multiple jobs, because it's important for you to make money. You're most likely supporting people back at home, because the earning power in a lot of these places is much higher. Like, the same, even a low paying job here compared to the equivalent job, say in Zambia or in another country, might be much higher. So effectively you are contributing. Like any African face, especially any African who's in abroad, who's gone abroad, is most likely definitely supporting their family back home. If they're first generation, they've just moved there. So you find that you have to support people back at home, of course, which is, it's normal, okay? So in order to do that and to live comfortably, you also have to work hard. So that means you end up having to do extra work, extra jobs, and just to make that extra money. But then people at home always think you just have money, like you're rich because you're abroad. I mean, you got on a plane and you landed in that place. So people abroad usually are working very hard, working extra jobs. Here, there's what is called part-time work. We call it arubaito. So a lot of people who are abroad end up working extra jobs, especially if the job is not paying so much. But it's a lot of hard work also. It's not as easy because people only post when they travel, but the actual work itself is very involving. So I've talked to some friends who are also living abroad or who have lived abroad. And these are my peers and people who are pretty much doing the same thing I've done or have relocated in different regions. And that's Europe, America, and Asia also. So another challenge that a lot of people face is the issue of family. So when you move abroad, you let go of your family and your friends. So you have to create new connections, but it's just not the same as when you have your family there. So people tend to have that whole thing of loneliness because they don't have that family unit or relationship with their friends as they used to have. So you make new relationships. Of course, it's part of growth, but it's just not the same. You know what I mean? And it's good to meet new people and all that, but the fact that you can't just go and attend a birthday party or a funeral or a family gathering, it kind of eats you up somehow inside. another challenge that people face is that your life goes on hold. When I say your life goes on hold, I mean like your life back at home is kind of on hold. So meaning you can't make much progress in terms of your investments or anything back at home because you pretty much don't have anyone to supervise. Now, relatives, friends, family, they try their best, right, to help, but it's not the same because if you are there, you put in as much effort as required. But when you ask your sibling or your cousin or someone to do something for you and you're not paying them, you're going to have a hard time making progress in your things. That means if, say, you're building a house or a family property or investing in different things, it's quite difficult to handle those things if you're abroad and you've moved away. So that's also one of the challenges. Now, I'm not saying moving abroad is like, oh, it's so tough, it's so, yeah, everything is tough. You choose your hard, yeah, but it's not all travel, diary, and social media and all those things. There's actually a lot that goes into it. And at the end of the day, it depends on the person. So sometimes you might be better off moving abroad, but sometimes you might be better off staying because from what I've seen, I think there are opportunities everywhere. And the final challenge, I would say, with moving abroad is there's a certain invisible cap on things. You're a foreigner, and you are always a foreigner in a foreign land. So there's always that thing where it's not said, but it's kind of implied, and you can kind of see it, and you can see that even if I do this, this, and that, at some point I'll reach a limit. Whereas compared if you're in your home country, you know that it's kind of limitless, I'd say, your potential. Of course, everywhere there are challenges, guys, and you have to analyze everything, but I'm just saying there's some kind of invisible limit when it comes to moving abroad, even in your workplace. And you'll be able to see it when you're in the workplace, and then you see like, oh, okay, so maybe I could have been recommended for this, but maybe I can't speak the language, and that's why I'm not a native speaker. Or maybe I couldn't get this opportunity because maybe I didn't grow up here. So there are those type of challenges. But otherwise, aside from that, the benefits are good in terms of like the money that you can earn. You can support your family back at home, and you get to travel, get a good exposure, and you get to see a lot of things. So moving abroad overall is a good thing, but it's something that needs to be analyzed. It's not just the whole label of, oh, I'm abroad and there's snow. I mean, look at this, guys. It looks nice, right? So the inverse is also true. If you're coming from a big economy going to a smaller economy, you will have lots of opportunities. The advantage that you have is like you've got this exposure and all that, but many people don't seem to consider that. Like, why would someone move, for example, from America to Ghana or to Nigeria or to Zambia, for example? But there is massive benefit. Maybe we should cover that in another video, okay? But there's a big advantage to moving from a big economy to a smaller economy, and there are ways in which you can really thrive and make money and live happily. We'll cover that in another video. So the snow looks good, yes, but it's cold, man. It's been really cold and it hurts. So now I've even spilled my drink, so I guess this is the end of the video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please post your comments. Tell me if there are any challenges that you faced, especially if you're living abroad or if you want to go abroad. What things do you think, or what do you think about moving abroad, and what do you expect? What are your expectations? Aside from snow in some of these regions, but why would you want to move abroad if you're coming from a smaller economy?